Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with, Kirk? I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak. Welcome to Speak. Welcome to Speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kurt, dog. I'm who you with, Kurt, dog. Want to welcome everyone to the show. What is it? Wednesday night. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hopefully you had a great day today. Still kind of warm out here in Texas, but it's almost Thursday, so you know it's gonna be cool tomorrow. My girl, my little sister, Miss Risky, will be on the show. Want to welcome everyone to the show listening on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is in the house. Welcome to the show. You can live chat with us during the live show. In case you catch the rebroadcast, but during the live show, you can always chat live with us and go with that. So tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. One of the most important things, the city of Grand Prairie. If you're over off of, I believe it's off of 30 over in that area, North Grand Prairie, be careful. Be careful. Somebody had a cobra as a pet, and he got out last night. So they looking for this cobra. I believe it's a West African banded cobra. They're looking for and have no idea where this cobra is. So very dangerous snake. And if you see it, they say do not approach it. Do not try to catch it. So definitely pay attention to that. If you're on the north side of Grand Prairie near the 1800 block of Cherry Street, I think it's between 30 and Beltline. So over in that area, I guess over there behind the, I don't say which part of 30, but I'm thinking it's over there back behind the Wax Museum over in that area. So definitely be careful. They've been looking for the snake ever since yesterday. So you definitely don't want to accidentally roll up on them. So be careful. North Grand Prairie, there is a very venomous West African banded snake on the loose. So definitely be careful. We're also going to talk about Arkansas, Marion, Arkansas. The cases for COVID in the school have gone up, so we're going to hit on that tonight. Then we also going to talk about Cody Griggers, a former sheriff deputy out of Georgia. Yeah, sentenced to prison for admitting to falsifying papers and sending black folks to jail for they can't vote. They need to send Greg Abbott there too, because he's trying to keep all of us from voting. But then we also going to talk about, I've heard about this, and I was actually in this area when it happened. Um, um, I guess a couple of months ago, and we'll go more into detail. A couple of months ago, over in Forest Hill, Texas, which is outskirt of Fort Worth, and right off of 20. And just so happened I was there that day. A lot of stuff happened in that area that day, but uh, there was apparently a murder. And when the police got there, they end up killing and shooting this guy. And DPS today, um, actually, well, it wasn't today, but after doing their investigation, they arrested the officer that actually killed the guy. So we're gonna go more into detail about that also. Then, of course, if it's other stories you kind of want to tune in about, uh, let us know. We'll pull it up and we will discuss it. Welcome to the show. T Cal is in the house. Hey, Kurt Dog. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, it is. I know you in the DF Dub, so definitely be careful with that. If you in the Grand Prairie area, please be careful because this is not a game. And since we starting to talk about this snake, the local news channel interviewed this guy, and he acted like it wasn't nothing. Now you have this dangerous snake, and you're talking about, well, maybe I should have put a lock on it. You think? Uh, as someone else told me, said, well, he said, well, I could have just put a couple of screws in there to keep them in there. You think? First of all, I don't like any type of snake, dead, alive, or fake. I don't like snakes. But then you have a West African banded cobra, one of the most deadly snakes in the world, as a pet. As a pet. And now this thing is on the loose. Welcome to the show, Marcellus Mills. What's up, my people? It's the People Show. Hey, I appreciate you for always tuning in. Thank you for supporting it. Um, now, Marcellus, you in Louisiana? I know you have y'all probably see all type of snakes and stuff, wildlife in Louisiana, but a cobra? I'm sorry, I don't know that, but the guy act like it wasn't a big deal because apparently, and I didn't know this. Um, they reported that it's not illegal for him to have it in the state of Texas, and now the snake is on the loose. But now they also looking at if some possible charges can come out of this, which it should, because if you're gonna have a dangerous animal like that, first of all, you should have them in a well secured place. Second of all, you should be have some type of insurance for this animal because it's not like a dog. A dog you can probably scare away, but a cobra, I'm like, no, not a cobra as a pet. So how can you have something like this and you on the news nonchalant like it's not a big deal? So I'm like, well, maybe I should have put a lock on it. Well, maybe you shouldn't have the damn thing. I'm just saying, because you talking about put a lock on it? No. Marcella said, not a laugh. And I'm trying, I'm trying to avoid them, but who has a pet cobra and what is the sex of the snake? Because we don't need no offspring of the East Cobra. You ain't lying. I didn't even think about that. I did not think about that. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. Cobra Loose in Dallas. It's actually in Grand Prairie, which is west of Dallas. It's west of Dallas, the next city over from Dallas, between Arlington and Dallas. And somebody had a pet cobra, and he felt like it wasn't a big deal. He was like, well, maybe I should have put a lock on it. Maybe you shouldn't have had it. Um, T Cal said, yeah, I saw him in the news. He had like it's a dog. Exactly. Uh-uh. Wait a minute, it's not Thursday night. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Risky is in the house. What's going on, Miss Risky? Um, yeah, so that's interesting. A cobra. Now, Miss Risky, would you have a pet cobra? Or better yet, any type of snake as a pet? I don't do snakes. Um, I don't care what kind it is, dead, fake, or alive. I don't do them. Nope. I was telling some family members earlier because our family is from East Texas, and um, from East Texas, and then it's down by the big house. It was a little pathway down by the big house. So we used to try to walk down there as kids, and we get halfway down that hill, and somebody said a snake. I, that's all I had to hear. I was back on top. Me and my jelly beans was back up on the top of the hill. Didn't care. Um, so this is it's a dangerous situation, but it's also hopefully they charge this guy something because he should have had it secured. Um, Radio said at least it's not a spitting cobra. I don't I don't know. I know they have spitting cobras. I thought all of them did. I don't know because I don't do snakes. Um, and hopefully I can sleep good tonight because looking at this picture of them, I'm like, oh man. Um, Miss Risky said nothing much going on here, just drinking some wine and no pets. The flitters. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Hi, Miss Risky from Marcellus. I'm telling you, we need to get y'all on the show together. You and Marcellus. I'm sure that will be a Marcellus, what you doing tomorrow? There, Miss Risky go. Hey, Marcellus. um, Radio said a black mamba would be worse. They are the most aggressive. Oh, dang. I'm like this. They'll find out where this snake is soon. Um, because if it run up on any type of pet or anything, it's gonna strike them. It's gonna strike them. So that's that's not good. Um, Marcella said he'll be at work. Yeah, but don't you? I thought you was in the office or something. I was gonna say, call in from you. Come in on your phone. Uh, yeah, my black mama. I mean, yeah, exactly. That I snakes was not something I'm too enthused about. Never been. Now, growing up as a child, we had some woods behind our house, and had the woods behind our house, and we used to see grass snakes all the time. and that was uh pretty. I didn't like them then. So probably because my brother and some of our so-called friends, they would try to put them on me, even though they was grass snakes. But I was like, nah, I didn't like them ever since then. But I know growing up back in the days, we used to see these huge grass snakes about this big around uh, in the fields by our house that we used to cut through. And we would just see them laying out in the thing. They didn't mess with us. We didn't mess with them. But nah, that was I don't do snakes. I don't like the texture of their body. Mm-mm. I, about the closest thing I deal with that is similar to a snake is a worm when I'm putting it on a hook. That's about it. So I definitely do not do snakes. Snakes is not one of my things. And I make a habit of making sure before I go to bed at night, a snake is not the last thing I see on TV. It's going to be a rough night. Radio said I got attacked by a duck. That's the only wild animal I dealt with. It- I think I told the story before. Ducks are cool. I used to work with this guy back in the days, and he was like, it was Thanksgiving time. Uh, he said, "Hey man, I had these ducks. Um, you come by, you pick which one you want. I clean it right there for you, and you go on." I forgot how much he was charging, and it was pretty reasonable. I think it was like $7, $8. Uh, I went over there, and he had all these ducks in his cage, and I could have swore that duck looked at me and was like, "Help me," and I'm like, "Huh?" So the look in that duck eyes, he was so scared because he knew what was going to happen. I went ahead and paid the guy for the duck. He cleaned it. I went straight over to my uncle's house and gave him the duck. I said, "Look, man, I can't do it. The look on that duck face, I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. Here you go." And I love duck, but I'm like, couldn't do it that time. Um, Marcella said, "Only snake I'm scared of is in Texas. It's Greg Abbott. Yep, he's a snake that's running a state. So I don't, I'm not scared of him either, but at the same time, it's time for him to step down. It's definitely time for him to step down and do something different. Um, if you're just not tuning in, welcome to the show. You are listening to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt. Though, please take the time to like, share, subscribe. Um, Tell a friend about us because we are live and you can live chat with us in the chat room. But please take the time out, subscribe to the show. That's how you support the show. And also click the notification for whenever we come on live. You can join us live and be a part of the action. Oh, excuse me, just like Marcella say, it's the people show. He called it the people show because everybody is welcome here. No matter who you are, who you represent, everybody is welcome here. We're all gonna have different opinion, which is cool. But one thing that we're gonna deal with is facts. That's all we're gonna deal with is facts. No conspiracy theory. We will take the time out sometime during the show. If somebody says something, we'll try to verify it right there on the spot. If we can't verify, we won't talk about it. You always welcome to call in. Calling in. The only thing that we ask is do not block your number out. If you block your number, I'm not going to answer. I already get enough spam calls. Um, Also, we ask that you be respectful in the chat or on the phone. Because if not, I don't like to do it, but we will block you. So, yeah. Um, Yeah, you're right, radio. We had enough conspiracy theory last night. Way more. And I blame you because of that. Unfortunately, because you and Miss Risky was saying last week, you haven't been trolled in a while. And then it happened. And then it happened. So um, hey, you gotta put some respect on my name. um, so oh, Miss Risky said in those swans that you have to watch out for. They are aggressive, yes. Um, so yeah, I blame radio for last night, and it went on for a long time. That fool called me about 15 to 20 times last night during the show, and I'm telling him I'm not answering your phone call. As long as you call in with your number blocked, no, I'm not gonna answer that. And he does it all the time. See, that's why we have counselors on the show from time to time. Because the thing is, he need to really talk to a counselor. I know his fingers are raw because he kept calling back to back. And I know it's him. He do it every time. The first time he started coming on the show, this dude called me about 30 or 40 times after we got off the show. And I'm like, dude, I won't answer. I don't answer unknown calls today. If I don't have your number saved in my phone, you better off leaving me a message because I'm not gonna answer. Kind of like one Thursday, Miss Risky. Remember, you told me say, just go ahead and answer, see what he want. I answered the call. He started saying something crazy. I hung up on his ass. So no, but he would do that all the time. The same person, and I'm okay with people calling. It's okay. That's what the show is for. Call, because I know typing all the time. We talk about a lot of stuff. It's an interaction show. So typing all the time, it get kind of hard to do it. So I blame. I hate to say it, but I blame radio for that last week. Um, I don't know if he have it on speed dial or what, but he kept calling. Um, but he kept calling. I don't answer. I don't answer no no numbers I don't recognize. Now, during the show I would, but any other time during the day, if if I don't know you calling me, you better shoot me a text first. Hey, I'm calling you from such and such number because I'm getting tired of answer the call and you say hello. Hello, how you doing? Okay, how can I help you? I'm calling you today about insurance or some it's not even life insurance, save you on your health insurance or something like that. And you thinking you talking with a live person until they get to that next paragraph. And then they start talking. I'm like, hello, hello, click, block. Or we all get this one, the car warranty, the warranty on your car. And I'm a ask um, the phone company stop selling our information because somebody's selling our information to turn around and make money off of it. So stop selling our information because eventually I'm gonna give me a burner phone and just say to the hell with it. Uh, he don't have enough family jewels to call me. I'm sorry, but he don't. I wish he would call. Um, uh, Greg Abbott, if you want to call and come on the show and talk about our concern, how you run in our great state, please call. The number is strolling across the top, 972-591-3665. See where it say call in or text? Here come the number. Greg Abbott. If you want to call, you're more than welcome to call. But don't block your number. So yeah, you could definitely call. Uh, I'm gonna let y'all deal with that one. Um, Miss Risky, I won't block mine. Um, hey, we're gonna end up making a live connection sooner or later on this show. Um, there's an app for speed dialing. I have it on my phone. I don't need to call somebody that bad to have a speed dialing app. Um, Marcella, she said you better not. You better not, Marcellus. um, but yeah, so on the uh-oh, we're gonna change Wednesday night to Marcellus and Miss Risky show. That's what we're gonna do. Um, I don't know why my mic keep going out like it's loose or something. I don't know what's going on. Might be Greg Abbott trying to take me off the air. Lord have mercy. But anyway, if you are in the north side of Grand Prairie, off of 30 near Beltline, please be careful. There's a cobra on the loose. So if you see it, don't try to catch it. Notify the police department, animal control, Texas Ranger. Call 911, and they'll be out there to get it. Okay, I'm telling you, y'all are having a love connection. But also, since we're talking about, uh, let me, before I go to this next. Now, I was talking to my cousin because we do, uh, we still, um, I don't know what's going on. Okay, my chat is not coming up on my screen anymore. But Radio said, "Don't poke it with a stick." Miss Risky said, "I'm dead now." Someone turned it into a belt for button. Hey, that might be a nice belt. It's black and brown. It could be. Spray some gasoline on that snake. Yeah, but you spray gasoline on it. Some people have done that with certain things. Like I heard several years back, a guy seen a rat in his house. He put some lighter fluid on it, set it on fire. Unfortunately, burnt his house down because of it. So I wouldn't too much recommend that. But I'm sure that guy put a nice, pretty penny for that snake to get it into the U.S. Miss Risky said that's what they did with the gator we had in Louisville. Someone killed it. Uh, that was in a different state, though. That was in a different state. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised. No, they couldn't get away with it for the simple fact that it's a well-known restaurant chain. Well known. So matter of fact, you know what? Popeyes. Y'all need to holler at me. I'll be in contact. Because what y'all did, that was terrible service. That was very terrible service. Popeyes in Texarkana. Yep, Popeyes. Like my friend said, do better. Do better. Uh, yeah, freaking Cobra though. Like, why would you have one? You should have seen the owner of it. It was terrible. I was like, now I'm familiar with this neighborhood, so he must be. Um, I'm trying to picture that house. Let's just say the snake might be in the grass looking at him. Because when I seen the news article, I was like, "Baby, is that it? Looking at the mail, at the mailbox?" Um, yeah. So, oh, a while back we went on a trip, and on the way back we stopped at Popeyes in Texarkana and ordered the food. Our friends ordered behind us. They got their order. I ended up waiting 20 minutes the first time for some nuggets. For some nuggets. The manager uh, asked if the nuggets, first off, she was like, "Who waiting for nuggets?" I'm like, "I've been waiting for 20 minutes so far." Asked the cook, "Is the nuggets down?" The cook said, "Yeah, they down." 10 minutes goes by. I'm like, "Hey, how long before my nuggets come up?" They was like, "How long before the nuggets come up?" And the cook said, "What nuggets?" And I'm looking like the one that you said 10 minutes ago that was down. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, look, let me just get a refund because we need to get back on the road. It's getting late. Um, it wasn't, but wanted to get back home kind of early. But so my wife like, no, just get the refund for the one. They have one up there. We'll just split this. Um, and that was a nightmare because even with the price on the menu and the price on the receipt did not add up right. The woman actually, when I asked about it, I said, "Hey, your price is different on the menu and on the receipt." And the cashier explained to the manager, I don't know if she was the GM or just the manager on duty, but she explained to that manager that Miss Such and Such said our prices go up every Sunday at Popeyes. Every Sunday they go up. And I'm like, no, that's not good. Um, so that's what happened, Miss Risky. So I think I told you about that off the in the background one day. He watched too many Indian movies. He probably had a flute in there. He probably could not afford a flute. He spent his life saving on this snake, according to the picture. And his nonchalant self is like, maybe I should have put a lock on it. I think he told one news outlet, maybe I should have put a couple of screws in it. Maybe you shouldn't have got it at all. That's that stimulus money at its best. Um, so that's what that was. Radio said pay more Sundays. Yeah. Uh, exactly. Recorder 99 cents, he could have found the cheap lock. He could have got a screw to put in there to keep the thing from opening. Could have put a stick between it. If he couldn't afford the lock, he could have put a stick between there and it would have kept it from opening. So either way, north side of Grand Prairie, there is a cobra, a West African banded cobra on the loose. If you see it, please do not try to catch it. And call 911 and they will be there faster than you ever seen them. I'm just saying. Or a heavy or a heavy book. Um I Miss Riska, did you I know you don't want. Did you see him on the news? Um, I know you hear, but did you see him on the news? Because this guy was, he looked like he probably spent his life saving to get that snake. I'm just saying, it don't look good. But I do know the city of Grand Prairie finding out if it was certain permits he did need. Uh, so I'm like, hey, that's I had no idea. Um, but he also, I've seen it first on Next Door, and I'm like, this can't be real, cause the link won't come up on Facebook. So what I did, I went to Facebook, went on there and looked, and I'm like, whoa. So it's on the city of Grand, it's on Grand Prairie Police Facebook page. So you can definitely see it on there. And I'm sure they doing updates on there too. But yeah, uh, said I was busy doing important things like watching the original on Netflix and working. Yeah, okay. Um, hey, that's important. That's important. So that was just kind of interesting. Um, you never know what people have in their homes until something like this happened. Kind of like the guy down in Houston that had the tiger a couple of months back. Until that tiger got out, uh, until that tiger got out, um, no one knew that he even had a tiger. And now they wondering why their little dogs and cats was coming up missing. Allegedly, the tiger got him. Um, and then kind of find out the guy who had the tiger, his landlord didn't know he had it, and he was out on bond for allegedly a murder that happened like a year or two earlier. So it's crazy. Miss Risky said, I just finished the series only to find out they have a branch off show. Yeah, my wife, she just finished. Is it Beauty and the Beast? She been watching it for a while, and I think she said she on her last series had just finished the series or something, the whole entire series. So the snake name is Teddy. I'm not gonna name him Teddy because I our former dog was named Teddy. Um, you probably can call that snake. I'm gonna bite you. uh, that's what you probably could call it. You come pet me if you want to, um, and see how that work out. So, um, so yeah, I I don't know. You would think somebody who spend that type of money to bring a West African snake here, uh, that is seem like I don't know. Uh, I was kind of like, oh wow, that just didn't add up to what I was picturing. Miss Risky said, I almost rescued a turtle in the road. It would have named him Cal. Cal Rittenhouse? Oh, I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah. Uh, radio said Mr. Boogaloo. Oh, excuse me. Uh, Seymour, not bad. And that's a different name. Here, Seymour. Come here, Seymour. Lick my hand, Seymour. Yeah. Uh, um, I guess she said no to Kyle Rittenhouse. Um, so yeah, y'all be careful. That's all I can say. Uh, feed me, sequel. Come here. Come here. That might be the issue. That snake probably was hungry and they weren't feeding him enough. So he said, that's all right, I'll go shopping. I'm gonna wait until they go to sleep. Or allegedly until they take that other line, then I'm gonna leave out. Hey, I've seen a lot of weird things, heard of a lot of weird things. Anything is possible. Um, y'all are on one tonight. Um, yeah. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, please take the time to like, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend. We are live, and you can live chat with us too. You don't have to just sit around and watch. You can be a part of the show, kind of like what Marcella Smith say out of Louisiana. It's the people show. It's the people show because everybody is welcome, and also you can also uh, click the notification whenever we are live. Um, Whenever we are live, you will get a notification to join us live during the show. If you missed the live broadcast, you can always watch the replay. Just go over to YouTube or whatever platform you're on. You can always play the replay on there. Um, Miss Risky said, I'm procrastinating. I'm working on my next strip. Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Brad Holt, welcome to the show. I see you just tuned in on Facebook. If you could, please take the time out and go over to the show page. Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog. Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog. I put it at the bottom of the stream. Go to that page, and when you chat live with us, you can actually be a part of the show, and I can display your message just like I'm doing everyone else. So definitely go over to there and you can chat live with us. So that's uh, I'll leave it up for a couple of seconds for you can get it. Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog, and come on over, be a part of the show, and chat live with us and go from there. Radio said, who, me? Marcellus, when I go to LA, oh, to Louisiana, I expect you talking about movie strips, and I'm thinking LA. When I go to Louisiana, I expect Oyster Rockefeller. Yeah, you must get them in a month. Is it the month that have a R in it? I believe it is. If it don't have a R, they not good to eat. So they must be a month that have a R in them. Um, so uh, the talk of the world today is the coronavirus. Um, Dallas County have raised their level up to a red. I believe it's the highest level that they have for the coronavirus is a red. Um, and today we're doing research, um, kind of find out Marion, Arkansas school superintendent says more than 700 is under quarantine right now. 700 people in the Marion School District are quarantined with 43 positive case of COVID-19. The district superintendent told state leaders Wednesday. Superintendent Glenn Fenter said 730 were quarantined as of the morning and that number was rising. None was hospitalized, he said. And I was told just a few minutes ago the number continued to rise rapidly. Ventor said at a special session, if our student had been under the same mask mandate that we administered last year, instead of 730 people quarantined, we would have had 42. Um, Ventor said about 1/3 of those quarantined came from elementary school students, while the majority came from junior and high school students who are more active and more social. He said the cases aren't isolated to one school, so can't just close one school to stop it. He said he has had conversation about closing the entire district. The superintendent has said there are about 400 employees and 4,000 students in the district. His remark came as he spoke to the House Public Health, Welfare, and Labor Committee in the Arkansas General Assembly. Lawmakers are in a special session discussing amending a state law to allow school district to mandate masks. Lawmakers spent hours asking questions, and the public was able to ask questions too. Some disagree with the idea of having children wear masks during the 8 hours of school, indicating this debate is only heating up. This week, even the governor chimed in saying he regrets signing the law a few months ago. Everything has changed now. Yes, in hindsight, I wish it had not become law, said Governor Asia Hutchinson. As of July the 31st, just days after the start of school, 168 people in the school district were quarantined. By Monday, the district said there were 18 positive cases, resulting in 253 quarantined. I hope Greg Abbott is listening, and all the other governors that is making these type of laws where they're saying they don't want kids to wear a mask. But at the same time, this virus do not care about who you are, your age, or anything. This virus do not discriminate like most Americans do. Now, the thing is, they could have easily prevented a lot of this. But a lot of these Republican states do not want to mandate a mask because they're either trying to get reelected or they trying to please that party that they are a part of, trying to make it hard for what's going on. At least this governor, I don't know if he Republican or Democrat, but at least he said, or they said, I wish it wasn't law. Well, Governor Hutchinson, apparently you signed that law. Maybe you need to go back and change your mandate. I know the clown that we have in Austin. He's not going to do it because he's trying to please certain folks. But instead of trying to please certain folks, you got to look at the mass of folks. Who is this going to affect? A lot of these folks don't understand what's going on until it start knocking at their front door. When someone close to them end up being affected by this. But we supposed to be able to just sit back and take whatever laws you change. But you're not doing it for the people who you are representing. That's why Greg Abbott you're about to lose your job. You're out of here next year. As long as I have a voice, I'm going to make sure you don't get reelected. All this stuff you're trying to do to get reelected, no. Anybody who stood behind you that is trying to run today, it's not going to happen. We need true leaders that is going to be for the people. Greg Abbott, you're not it. Now, Governor Hutchinson is having to make statements and say, I wish it wasn't a law. Were you the one that signed the law? You the governor? Of course, another Republican, American businessman, lawyer, and politician who is the 46th and current governor of Arkansas, a member of the Republican Party. Stop worrying about your parties and be more concerned about the citizen that you are representing. Who cares about what party you're in? Do the right thing. Because everything you do today, at some point, you're going to have to face everything that you do. You're going to be judged when you get to those pearly gates on everything you do. Do the right thing. First thing, most of them holler, I'm a Christian. You may call yourself one, but you're not doing the Christian thing to protect your people. Instead, you're more concerned about a party. Have that same concern about the citizen that you are representing. Not just the governors, but Senate, Congress, the president. Be more concerned about the people that you are representing. That's how you do that. Miss Risky said he won't care until it affects him. See, I just said it. I didn't even read a comment. Exactly. Most of them do not care until it affects them. Kind of like the gentleman out of Las Vegas earlier this week we talked about, where the last thing he texted his fiance, I should have taken that damn vaccine. But now he's gone. Unfortunately, people still feel like today that this virus is a game. If you don't see all the things that's going around you, you would never understand. You won't understand until it affects you personally. I know several people that have been affected by this virus. I talked to a friend before, and when they caught the virus last year, well, guess what? Now they have to walk around with a machine because the damage that was done to their heart, the damage done to their heart, that machine keeping them alive because of the heart damage the virus caused. But people still want to argue and say this virus is not real. You don't think it's real? Go talk to some families that have been affected by it, that lost loved ones, that had to watch their loved one die on a FaceTime call, or not being able to give a proper goodbye. You think it's not real? Why don't you go in to the hospital and say, hey, I want to work up on this COVID ward. I want to see what's going on. You think it's not real? I don't know. I see a lot of medical personnel taking to social media, crying, talking about how many deaths they seen that day. And you still think it's not real? Do your research. Look at how many people have died from it. Talk to people and get off this damn conspiracy theory. I don't know where it started at. I don't care. But I'm going to protect myself at all times to try to prevent from getting it. Yes, I've had the vaccine, both vaccines, but I'm still going to protect myself. If you listen to the show enough, I'll tell you, we don't know enough about this virus. We don't know enough about this vaccine, but any protection from it is better than none. And that's what they're saying today. That a lot of people that is in the hospital are non-vaccinated. Yeah, even if you have the vaccine, that does not mean you cannot get the virus. Yes, you can still get it. You can still get it, but your symptoms may not be as bad. But who knows? Everybody body is different. Do what you have to do to protect you and your family. Radio said the COVID is going to be around for a long time. Yes, it is. I said last year when Abbott and Trump talking about opening things back up, I said that's the biggest mistake they can make for the simple fact they doing it too quick. They doing it too quick. Let the truth be told. when they thought it was killing a certain group of people more, they were like shut it down. But then when they got the numbers and realized it was affecting black and brown mostly, let's open everything back up. Now, Greg Abbott is adamant that he's not going to change his mandate, regardless. Well, I'm kind of like this. Do what you have to do to protect yourself and protect the people that you're representing. Just like how Greg Abbott, him, Dan Patrick, uh, Ken Patson, Sarah Palin got behind little Becky last year saying, hey, um, even though she violated his order, and when she went to jail, Greg Abbott changed his order to benefit her. But then Dan Patrick allegedly paid all her fines. And Sarah Palin, all of them Sarah Palin came from the border of Russia, as she could say, she could see Russia out of backyard. Came from the border of Russia to get a haircut from him. Mm, yeah, it's time. It's time to make changes. Um, Radio said, why are the Trump supporters so against the vaccine? Didn't the dear leader take credit for it? Hey, from what I'm hearing, and I seen this yesterday, and I don't know how true it is, um, but um, well, I know this is true. Trump did get the vaccine. A lot of these people that are coming out talking bad about the vaccines, that is part of that conspiracy theory. One thing they will not do is admit that I have the vaccine. Now, a lot of companies are coming out mandating that all their employees get the vaccine. I felt like last year, I think it was what food company was that last year? Uh, a plant up in the Midwest or something. Um, I think it JBS or something. One of those food plants had a huge outbreak at that plant. And all right, Miss Risky, have a good night. See you tomorrow. They had a huge outbreak at that plant of the coronavirus last year. I feel like the food industry, because it can really um, either you get the wrong people and they're doing the wrong thing, it can really cause a problem because we don't know enough about this virus. They should have made it mandate back then. You working in the food industry, yes, you definitely need it. If I go into a place and I see them half wearing a mask, I'm out of there. I don't care. I'm gone. Um, uh, Ms. Risky said the kicker is the Trump and his camp got the vaccine. See, I didn't even read that earlier. I'm just going by knowledge. A lot of them have it, but they won't admit that they have it. They won't admit it. And the difference between the two, because they didn't impeach Trump, Trump gonna get that good stuff. So while you down here fighting, he gonna be like, "Hey, I'm good." Sarah Payton is thinking about running for the Senate now. I sure hope people taking notes. We don't need nobody like that in office. I know it got to be divided, but I'm like, look, I don't care what party you in. Do right for the people. That's what I'm concerned about. Do right for the people of America, the people that you are representing. Do right for them, for us. I wouldn't have no problem with it. But when you get in there and want to cause chaos, that don't, how is that benefiting us? You have sitting Senate and Congress causing chaos about this virus. Why? Why? Um, Radio said it. It's like the GOP is trying to break the record of how many clowns they can stuff in a car. See, that's why I don't read your comments until I'm ready to go to it because I would have stopped reading when it came up a long time ago. Um, yeah, that's like we had a clown show. And unfortunately, people that is in these positions, they forgot the one thing they're supposed to do: support the people that you are representing, protect them. And a lot of these governors are not doing it because what they are doing, they're actually following another clown decision, and it make you look bad. Like Governor Hutchinson, talking about he wish it wasn't law. Change the law. You the governor. Instead of talking about it, be about it and change it. But I guess you don't want to go against the rest of the party. Reason why you won't change it. Change the law. Do what's best for you in your state. Our state, we know we in a hell. Because Greg Abbott not going to change anything. I've said a long time ago, we will be the last state that will go on lockdown, all because of Greg Abbott. The last state. So yeah, Governor Hutchins changed the law. You had that power. Um, so yeah, this is crazy. I believe we talked about this story several months back. Um, Sheriff Deputy boosted about extremists about beating black man, call it sweet stress release, feds say. A federal investigation searched the phone record of a violent extremist in California last August. They discovered an unexpected voice of authority joining in a group chat with racist slurs and threats and texts with a group that call itself Shadow Moses, a Georgia sheriff deputy. That was my thing. I was trying to take that off. A Georgia sheriff deputy boasted about here beating a black man during an arrest, threatening to falsely charge black people with felonies so they could not vote and advocate for killing politicians and others he viewed as politician enemy. The FBI said in court document this week, Cody Griggers pled guilty to a weapon charge after federal agent uncovered his ties to a violent extremist group and found 11 unregistered firearms at his home and in his police car. The Department of Justice said in a statement on Wednesday, Griggers, 28, who was fired by the Wilkinson County Sheriff Office last November, faced up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine and would never work as a police officer again. This former law enforcement officer knew that when he was breaking the law, when he chose to pose a unregistered weapon silencer and a machine gun, keeping many of them in his duty vehicle. Acting U.S. Attorney Peter D. Lurie said in a statement, coupled with his violent, racially motivated extreme statement, the defendant has lost the privilege permanently of wearing the blue. Wilkinson Sheriff Richard Chapman told the Macon Telegraph that Griggers' stories about targeting black people while on the job did not hold water, and he suspected Griggers had lied to impress the other people in the extremist group chat. That's never happened, Chapman told the newspaper on Wednesday. Griggers claimed that he violently beat a black man in an arrest. The ex-deputy who lived in Montrose, Georgia, connected in chat with well-known extremists in California to fantasize about a theory's civil war against liberal and black, Muslim, and other white American, according to charging document filed by a federal investigator in a group chat. Griggers used racial slurs and echoed white supremacist ideal. On one hand, an infuriating, Griggers said in one text rant about his desire to see violence and chaos in America. On the other hand, I wanted to go ahead and fast forward so I can enjoy the suffering of the abortion that this is the American population. Griggers told his associate in August 2019, more than a year before the 2020 general election that flipped two Georgia Senate seats blue and helped clinch the presidency for Joe Biden that he would target Black people with arrest in effect to strip them of their voting rights. I'm going to charge them with whatever felonies I can to take away their ability to vote, he wrote. In another exchange, Greger boasted that he had beat the shit out of a Black man he had arrested for allegedly stealing ammunition from a local gun store. He used slurs and described the attack as sweet stress relief. According to federal investigation, sheriff deputy, the sheriff department said it looked like he fell, Greger told his group chat. But Chapman says sheriff office had no record of an arrest or call for service matching that description. We don't even have a gun shop here, he said. The sheriff added that Greger had worked in the county jail and had never had a complaint filed against him. In addition, with the racial tirade, Greger plotted to help an extremist group obtain weapons, including some devices that are only legal for law enforcement officials to use, the FBI said. He also shared video that showed him shooting firearms on camera. The group chat message also revealed Greger had discussed killing liberal politician and minority. He offered to teach another man how to build explosives and suggests he steal police supplies to sell to the group. I want to get law enforcement only stuff like flashbang and entry charge and say I used them in training when I pocket them. Greger text, yeah, I'll pay big money for bangs and boom. Gray Zamundo, a member of a California-based online group called Defend East County, wrote back, according to an FBI affidavit, I'm ready to terrorize. Federal investigator found the incriminating message after obtaining a warrant for Zamudo phone last August. According to court records, Zamudo was a member of Defend East County, which had openly advocated Facebook posts for attacking Black Lives Matter protests and sharing videos of people beating, demonstrating, and running people over with vehicles on Facebook. The San Diego Union Tribune reported last year. Facebook eventually removed the group in October. The newspaper reported federal officials also charged Zambulo last August for possession unregistered firearm in Sallisaw, according to court records. Zambulo pled guilty in December. Gregory is scheduled to sentence on July the 6th. So this was the first article that came out about him, but he should, I just seen it earlier, and I went to a different source. See, because he ended up, here it is. He's going to serve with all of this. Yeah, he pled guilty. He's actually going to serve 3 years, serve more than 3 years in federal prison for possession unregistered guns, prosecutors said. 3 years for all the terroristic threats that he made. Better yet, have he actually, they might need to check his record um, and see if he actually was in DC on January 6th. So I don't know. Radio said when you spend your entire life entitled, equity would feel like discrimination. Thomas Wood. You're right. And when you had that silver spoon, you would go out and buy a dangerous snake, and you don't have a bottle to pull pee out of. You're right. If you feel you should be able to do it, but it's your rights. Yeah, we're gonna have to stay close to this that Cobra incident. But today, and this was I've like I said, I was in this area when it's happened. After it happened, I was in that area. Um, but Forest Hill police officer, after fatally shooting, stabbing suspect with shotgun instead of less lethal gun. Um, a police officer in Fort Worth, serving of Forest Hills, is facing charges for killing a stabbing suspect. The shooting happened in early June outside a QT gas station near Interstate 20 in Wichita. Police said 32-year-old Michael Rose, who served this country, let's get it right, he did serve this country, um, and he's allegedly stabbed and killed 34-year-old Kaya Hill in the parking lot of the store and then fled to a nearby creek. Responding officer found Ross still armed with a knife in the creek. Um, Officer Logan Barr, that name, Barr. When I read that name, I said, "Oh Lord," was arrested and charged with aggressive assault with a deadly weapon by a public servant for fatally shooting Ross. According to arrest warrant affidavit, the Texas Ranger investigating the case determined Ross did not attempt to harm himself with the knife as police first reported, falsifying documents. Ross also did not attempt to run away and didn't make any aggressive comment or threatening gestures. Body camera video from the incident reportedly showed Ross pacing back and forth in the creek. Officer Barr and a second officer both ordered him to stop and drop the knife, but he did not comply. They attempted to stop him with a less lethal shotgun. The first shot appeared to cause Ross to become unsteady on his feet, and Ross became more unsteady with each shot. On the fourth shot, Ross fell backward into the water. Ross returned to his feet, still holding the knife, the affidavit states. The second officer tried to fire another shot with a less lethal shotgun, but it was empty. He can be heard on video telling Officer Barr to go get your shotgun and get your shotgun. Go get your shotgun. Let's lethal shotgun. The second officer shot it at Officer Barr. So he was told to get the less lethal shotgun. Barr grabbed a real shotgun instead of another less lethal shotgun, returned and fired two quick shots, hitting Ross, the affidavit said. The second officer also fatally shot Ross' barking dog during the ordeal. Do I need to get the casing from the lethal shotgun? Officer Barr can be heard on video asking the second officer. The Texas Ranger determined Ross had his hands down by his side and was at the bottom of a steep, muddy embankment about 15 to 20 feet away from the officers when he was killed. Ross did not pose a reasonable and immediately a threat of death or bodily injury to officers or others when he was shot, the affidavit say. Regina Sines say she hasn't been at peace since Ross, her son, was shot and killed by a Forest Hill police officer. We need to stand up and fight for him as he fought for this country, she said. Yes, this is my son. The fatal shooting left Ross, an Army veteran whose mother say lived with mental health illness, dead in a drainage culvert. I need the officer that shot my son. I need him prosecuted, she said. Um, I need it brought to trial and not pushed under the rug. So I said has been pressuring to see the body cam for herself. She say the medical examiner has not yet to assign a cause of death. She said communication attempt with the Texas Ranger and the Forest Hill Police have been non-existent. I want to know the truth, she said. Not knowing what happened to my child, my son, is unbearable. The district attorney office on Wednesday say it has not yet received the case against Officer Barr, which will likely go before the grand jury soon. Yeah, that's terrible. Uh, yeah, that's terrible. And I remember this story happened in June, and because it was at the QT near where I was, and after that, it was a huge accident right in front of the QT. Um, so I definitely remember this story, but didn't hear much about it. Didn't hear all the details until today, when it came out that the officer who shot him actually was arrested for it. Now they don't say if he bailed out, but most likely he probably is bailed out. And I know it's not right, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Sometimes when you see certain pictures of folks and you like, how did they get a badge? I'm uh, I'm sorry, but the way this guy look, and I know your mug shot ain't supposed to be all lovey dovey, but looking at this picture, this guy had no reason for even having a badge. But this is what we have to deal with in America. We get these type of officers. Now he was told to get the less lethal shotgun. Maybe he didn't hear it. I don't know. But why would you grab your real shotgun? Why would you grab a shotgun and then shoot him twice? I don't know if Forest Hill carried tasers or not. I have no idea. But if the shotgun was not working, maybe get a little closer, hit him with that taser. They're gonna lay him down. But a lot of time we see the cops, they want to be the judge and the jury right then and there. That's not what we need. So we're gonna be keeping an eye on this story to kind of keep up with it to make sure we know exactly what's going on, what's going to happen, and to the family, praying that you find peace and closure. But Fort Worth need to, Tarrant County need to step up and do what's right. Do what's right. Um, this whole time, now maybe I missed it. I don't know, but I keep up on a lot of stuff, and I didn't hear about this. But I do remember this incident because I was over in that area too, and I was stuck in traffic. So yeah, I remember this incident. But yeah, um, if they saying he did stab the young lady and kill her, should have allowed him to see his day in court. That's what should have happened. You do not have the right to be the judge and the jury at no point. So, Logan Barr, hey, hopefully justice is served. And he should not be allowed to be a police officer again. We seen how the cases normally play out. And I hate to say it, but when that grand jury get it, if they judging him by the color of his skin, there's no charges going to be brought up against him. Even though the Texas Rangers recommend charges are. So, but hopefully they do the right thing and hold this man accountable. I don't care who you are. You do wrong, you should be held accountable. That's all to it. Man, it's been a great night tonight. Want to welcome everybody who came to the show tonight. Watch the show. Even if you just sat back and just tuned in, listen, didn't want to chat. But hey, everybody is welcome here. Uh, Please take the time out and subscribe to the channel, like, share, whatever platform you own, whatever they have for you, please take the time out, share it with a friend, let people know we are live. When we are live, you're more than welcome to chat live with us, even if it's on a story that we're not talking about. Um, you can put it in the chat. We can try to verify it. If we're able to verify it, we will talk about it. We will add it on to the show because this is the show for the people, as Marcella Smith say. Uh, Other than that, I hope y'all have a great day. Please protect yourself. Once again, the city of Grand Prairie, the north side of Grand Prairie, protect yourself because there's a cobra loose. As of right now, I haven't seen any information on it. I've been trying to keep updates on it, and uh, I haven't seen nothing yet. So protect yourself, especially at night, because it's nighttime. You may not see it, but it'll see you. So definitely protect yourself and be careful. Also, um, continue to wear your mask, regardless of what your governor, your local officials say. Wear your mask, protect yourself. We talked about kids up in Arkansas, the school district, Marion School District, that have, I think it was 730 people on quarantine and a whole slew of people that is actually tested positive for COVID. So parents, encourage your kids to wear a mask while they're in school, regardless of what the schools say. Um, and then also, man, we talked about a lot tonight. A lot of laughs tonight because I needed that. 'Cause I was like, you know what? I'm tired. But still, protect yourself until tomorrow night, Thursday night. Miss Risky and myself, Miss Risky will be having some history coming up tomorrow. So come back tomorrow night, tune in, have a good time. Until then, 8 p.m. Central Time. I love each and every one of you. Please be safe. Until then.